Hello everyone, welcome back to another speed build. I'm doing just another quick single room decoration. I kind of like the idea of doing these for now. I'm sure you could tell with my upload schedule, got bored of doing full builds, but I like doing single rooms. So I think I'm going to keep doing these for a little bit and maybe I'll be like reinvigorated to do a full house again after I get a few of these out of my system. But who knows, we'll see. This is just a kitchen. Um, I titled it in the gallery Cozy Kitchen. Originally, I was going to do like a baker's kitchen, but then I forgot how much I loved the country kitchen kit and cottage living. So I ended up just doing like a really cozy, maybe grandma style kitchen, not really sure. But I did just use base game and the country kitchen kit, which I know is controversial, but it's one of the only kits I like. Actually, I think it's the only kit I've bought. So yeah. And then cottage living because I just adore that whole pack. I think it's 10 out of 10. So yeah, I just did a light green and light wood style kitchen. I don't know how to phrase that correctly. I originally planned on doing a double oven here, as you could tell, but with this style of oven and the hood, I didn't really like it. So I ended up just doing the single oven there and then a counter piece, which I think is probably more realistic. And I like the idea of the coffee nook too on the other side of it. And you'll see later on, I use those free update aprons and I hang them on the wall in between. It's something that in my real life I would love. Like, I was talking to my partner the other day and I'm like, when we buy a house, because we're planning to within the next year, I was like, I really want like a coffee space, a coffee nook. I know, super basic, super like millennial slash Gen Z now, but I would love one. I'm addicted to coffee. Yeah, uh, coffee. That's what I'm talking about right now. But yeah, because I just used base game and those two packs, I didn't really do a lot of clutter in this kitchen. But both the country kitchen kit and the cottage living, wow, I almost forgot what that was called. Both of those come with decent kitchen clutter items. Say that 10 times fast. So I did do some clutter, but not overboard. And I did a couple plants, of course, because it's The Sims. But I really did just want to have like a basic kitchen. Not basic, but like not overly cluttered either. And I did like using that cork board with the postcards above the trash can. I thought that was pretty realistic. Like, people would probably stick it on their fridge or whatever, but we don't have that option yet here in The Sims. There is a way to do it with removing the wall and alt placing, but I couldn't be bothered for this. So I just used the cork board because that's what it's made for. And you can get those postcards off of the debug item menu, um, which I have a mod installed to just make that handy in my game. All the mods I have installed and custom content I use is linked in the description below. I don't use much custom content except for that red shelf that you guys see me use sometimes. It's right now on the screen. But I do use a lot of mods. Most of them are for building, but I do have a couple for gameplay, which I also just keep linked there because it's easy. But yeah, one of my favorite ones aside from the debug is I installed a mod that allows you to move the curtains more freely. They don't automatically snap to windows. So I really like that one too. I think that and the Better Build Buy mod are my favorite. And if I remember correctly, they're by the same creator. Don't quote me on that, but I'm like 90% sure that's right. So yeah, as you can see, this island counter here, I end up cutting it down and doing a table because I thought there was too much dead space in the middle of the kitchen. And I thought maybe having like a breakfast nook would be more realistic too, because this is like definitely a working kitchen, right? Like the person who lives here definitely does a lot of cooking and or baking. So they would have an island, but also like the coffee nook doesn't have to be part of the main kitchen. It can be part of like the breakfast nook area. So I thought that that flowed better. And because this is a single room, I did add a door in at the end, but again, like I did on my other one, I just kept the windows on two sides of the house so it would be easier to attach to an existing build or build around. And of course, if you put this in your build, you can go ahead and change the placement of that stuff. And to make the nooks a little more fancy looking, I did that Burke accent wall, and then of course the columns and the, what is that called? Not an arch. Can't think of the word. You know what I mean. Spandrel. Spandrel on top. So I did both of those just to give it a little more of a, you know, a statement piece, if you will. But this is on the gallery, like I said, it just uses the base game and those two packs. It's called Cozy Kitchen and it's under AriaRogue. So if you want to download it, place it in your builds, go ahead. Um, I would love that. So yeah, that's it. At the end, of course, there's a little walkthrough and some screenshots. But I hope you enjoyed this. If you have not already, I would love if you would go and subscribe. Turn that bell on so you get notified every time I post. Leave a like, comment, feedback, whatever you want. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!